17-year-old Byron Miller, also known to the streets of the Bronx, New York as Breezo Gz. Breezo is a notorious high-ranking member of the Most Hated Gunnaz set of the YGs. The Hated G set, or Most Hated Gunnaz set, is a YG set from the River Park Towers. Today, we are going to be diving in on the story of Byron Miller aka Breezo Gz. March 12, 2025, shots would range out on 151st Street in Harlem, New York. A 17-year-old female was shot and critically wounded. Eyewitnesses say a blue Infiniti Q50 would pull up on the victim named Kayla Cruz and would exchange words before the blue Q50 would send shots in her direction. Kayla would be shot 4 times, to hit her chest, 1 to her neck, and 1 round to her back. Kayla, also known as Lady, was a known member of the Sex Money Murder Bloods from Hamilton housing projects in Harlem. The day of her murder, she was going to see a male that was affiliated with the Grape Street Crips from Sugar Hill. Kayla was known to get drops on the ops, and she even was a trigger puller herself. Supposedly, rumor has it that she was the one that set up Hated Gunnaz from her PT and get him killed. After killing Kayla, Breezo would think that wasn't enough to avenge his late friend Tato. He would go on and catch more hats. The ruthless mindset that Breezo had after his friend passed away was too violent to be stopped. It was to the point if the ops tried to find where he was at, the only time they would see him is when he was creeping up on them to kill. March 20, 2025, police get a 911 about a male that was shot inside a chicken store in Harlem on 145th Street. The caller said the suspect walked into the chicken store. The two men looked at each other, and they both pulled out guns shooting at each other. Sadly, the suspect would get the upper hand and fatally killing the victim. The victim was identified as Malcolm Robinson. The cold-blooded scene in that store left investigators shocked. A 16-year-old boy shot and killed like that. Malcolm was shot 4 times in total, 1 in the head and 3 in his torso. The shooter was identified by the streets to be Breezo Gz. He fled the scene with a bullet hole in his hand and 1 in his hip. NYPD jump-out boys would jump out on Breezo, arresting him and tying him to the chicken store shooting due to the blood he left at the scene after getting shot. Breezo would spend 2 years in the juvenile system. He was 15 years old when he committed the chicken store murder. He would end up getting let out on parole. June 23, 2025, shots rang out in the Bronx. The suspect supposedly jumped off the back of a moped, letting off shots towards a male. The male was injured after getting shot twice, once in his hip and once in the right thigh. Breezo Gz was allegedly the shooter in the situation, straight after getting out of jail, and is already shooting at people again. His actions can show how bloodthirsty he was for his ops. It's sad to see the younger living generation like this. July 4, 2025, a 4th of July party was thrown at a known club in Queens, New York. Not to a surprise, the party didn't get to end without triggers getting pulled. A male would step outside the club to go to his car, when a gunman walked up to him and shot him in the back of the head as the male hit the ground. Then shooter would stand over him, letting off 5 more shots into the male's head and body. Breezo has ranked up to a high council and is a well-respected among the YGs and other gangs. Today he is still active, but laying low from the NYPD after rumors spread about a RICO charge. Let's see where Breezo takes his life, or if he stays in the same place, who knows.